Yes, absolutely. They should have been on the back of the car. Now, the rumor surfaced after the president was assassinated that the president didn't want agents on the back of his car, but that rumor didn't start until after the president was assassinated. Now, while I was in Washington, D.C. in June of 1961, the very car that the president was assassinated in was brand new. It was called SS-100X. That was the name. It was brand new. And one of the features that they sent that car back to the Ford Motor Company was because that the running boards were not long enough. The chief of the Secret Service at that particular time, U.E. Bauman, and James Rowley, who was the chief of the Secret Service White House detail, sent the car back in order to have those running boards extended. So now, if there had been any question about the president wanting anyone to be behind him standing on the running boards, I doubt if they would have gone to that particular trouble all the way back in 1961. No, that was just that was just you might say CYA type of response by the Secret Service saying that the president didn't want anybody standing on the running board. The president never interfered with the Secret Service, and Vince Palomaro, who is a Secret Service researcher, can verify that fact, that the very agents who claim now that the president gave that order told him before the book was written on the president that the president never interfered with the protection.
Oh, wow. I'm asking this, too, because I heard people said the reason why the president wasn't able to bend over and protect himself or shield himself was that he wore some type of back brace. I know he had a bad back.
Yes. He
wore a girdle or something like that. No.
Yes, he had a back brace. He had a back brace. He sure did. As a matter of fact, I think he had it on the day of the assassination. As a matter of fact, it was introduced in evidence as some of the clothing that they took off of the president. But I tell you, I looked at that picture, which was allegedly the back brace that they took off of the president of the United States. And I don't know why they would slip it off in one piece. Usually they would cut something like that off, I would think. So it made me doubt whether or not that was his back brace or not. You know, any emergency situation, they don't take time to unhook your belt and pull your pants down and unzip your fly and take your each side. They cut those things off. They just cut them off. They don't take time to make sure that they're preserved in one piece.
I got a thing, thank God for the internet. I mean, the internet is so powerful. To me, it's the real fourth estate. And they're trying to shut it down for that reason. So, like you said, we might not be having this conversation right now with the internet. But I'd like to ask you, too, because I've seen footage on YouTube of Secret Service agent being told to stand down when he was trying to, go to the Kennedy car.
Yes, that's right.
Now, was that like protocol? I mean, was that kind of peculiar to you?
Oh, that was way out of whack. That was way out of whack. When the Secret Service agent was doing his job, and he was called back by one of the supervisors in the follow-up car. And as a matter of fact, that agent was left at the airport, and it was way out of protocol for him to call him back like that. As a matter of fact, no agent should have been responding like the agent who was called back did, because the car had slowed down less than 12 miles an hour.
So, I mean, what's your opinion about the whole thing? Did Lee Harvey Oswald act alone, or did he do it at all, in your opinion? Or was it like an inside job? Would you say it was an inside job?
My opinion, and this is solely my opinion,
right,
is that there was a grand conspiracy to assassinate the president, and I think that the Cuban faction had a lot to do with it. The Southern faction had a lot to do with it. As a matter of fact, in Miami, one of the proposed assassin was recorded in a telephone conversation, and they were talking. We had an undercover agent who was a part of an organization, and there was a discussion that was monitored in Miami, in which they were saying what's the best way to kill the president of the United States. Now, this conversation occurred in November, the same month that the president was killed. And the reply was to the informant that the best way to kill the president was from a tall building with a rifle with a telescopic sight. And that's the way he was killed before the month was over.
May I ask you... I'm just curious because even when the Pope came to San Francisco, they had people checking all of the buildings, the tall buildings, and taking out garage door openers and everything. They didn't have that kind of security in place.
Well, they were supposed to have that type of security in place. Of course, now the Secret Service at that time was not like the Secret Service today. They have over 2,000 men now. During that particular time, it was a small organization consisting of 300 or something agents. It was very small, and we were worked up to the hilt. I mean, the agents who were trying to do the job did a grand job with the number of agents that we had. But it was those few agents who were surrounding the president who you might say was making breaking that chain of security around him. Those are the agents that worried me. But basically it was a matter of being stretched too thin, and the agents, the conduct of the agents tended to you might say, detract from their responsibility to protect the President of the United States.
I mean, there's some heavy stuff you're talking about here. I mean, this is something that needs to be better known about. I just keep saying, to piggyback out of what Sister Margaret said about, I had a chance to see Pope John Paul's last visit when he came to America. His last visit, Pope John Paul II made, I believe back in 98, 99, I think it was 98, if I could recall. I was in college in St. Louis at Washington University, and he had his Pope mobile, he had the bubble on top, the bulletproof bubble, and it's like they had real tight security. I mean, they real tight, everybody, because, he almost got killed, so back in the, I guess, early 80s, somebody tried to assassinate the Pope. But it just made me wonder about Kennedy, because you look at the fact that he's going down the street with these tall buildings. And allegedly, he said a joke. He said, if somebody wanted to kill me today, it'll be a great day to get me killed. I mean, it was somebody said, I was looking at one.
Yes, that came also from one of the Secret Service agents. Yes. And a lot of things were said after the president was assassinated that tended to put the assassination of the president at fault himself, and trying to make it seem as if that the president had some culpability in his own assassination, which I don't find to be a believable theory.
Well, they always have a way of trying to blame the big victim when they think they're gonna get caught. Exactly. So that's the standard American way: blame the victim.
Especially a dead victim that can't tell no tales.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
I want to get another caller, area code 770 on the air. Welcome to We All Be Radio. 770, you can speak. 873. Everything to say? This is person listening. 770. Yeah, I just think it's very interesting. I mean, I want to get your opinion too. You're a firearm expert. I mean, you served in the Secret Service, and you're a policeman. You got a policeman background. In your opinion, did the shot come from the building, from the school book depository building?
I think some shots were fired from the school book depository from the information that we received, and I'm only going by what information that I know that the Secret Service had, not by what any researchers saying. But I believe in by the Secret Service, Special Agent Reedy looking to his right and up, that he probably heard something that came from his right-hand side, which he's standing on the front running board of the president's follow-up limousine. But I also think that there was some firing from the front, the grassy knoll. And it is my opinion that whoever was firing from the school book depository, whether it was Oswald or not, may or may not have known that the person who was behind the picket fence was also firing. There were so many people who were trying to get a chance to assassinate the president, and some of those organizations were not connected and some were. So there's a chance that, and I believe that there were simultaneously shots that were fired at the same time, and that tend to disguise the fact that two shots were fired instead of one shot. And so there are some researchers who are looking into that possibility now, trying to determine whether or not that might be a possibility in discovering just how many shots were fired at that time.
May I ask you, what did they do with this? Remember the photographer, Zapruder, wasn't that his name? That took the film. Whatever happened to those films? Did they destroy them or what? And then I want to ask you about Jack Ruby. Was Jack Ruby connected with the mafia?
Well, there is some evidence that Jack Ruby was connected with the mafia. Of course, that's not surprising either, being that Jack Ruby was running, you might say, a burlesque place, where the girls were dancing and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Usually when you have a person in that type of occupation where they own a burlesque club and things like that, there's a tie-in there. You can't hardly be in that type of business without having some tie-in with the mob.
Also, you got a Chicago connection, too. Jack Ruby, he had a Chicago mob connection, too, correct?
Yes. We investigated Jack Ruby here in Chicago, and he did have some Chicago connections with Sam DiStefano and Giancanos and those. So yes, he had connections here in Chicago, and that's been a proven fact.
I mean, let me ask you this as a pure conspiracy theory. Like they talk about the oil magnate H.L. Hunt, the meeting at his house the night before the assassination. Is it strange to have like Richard Nixon and Bush and J. Edgar Hoover and all these heavy hitters? Some of these folks had a well-known problem with Kennedy, all in the town at the same time. Did this happen?
Yes, I've heard that. I've heard that now, so far as to why they were there, for what purpose. I really don't know, but it strikes me as being a little bit suspicious. But I don't have any firm evidence or anything, a knowledge of their being at a specific place at a specific time, nor discussing anything that would be contrary to the Constitution of the United States. I don't have any knowledge of that at all.
What about the theory about Lyndon B. Johnson's involvement in the assassination? Do you
there are several theories concerning Lyndon Baines Johnson. There's been a lot of research done on that matter. And, of course, I was not privy to any of those investigations that the FBI conducted or that the researchers conducted concerning the connection there. I tend to, I'm trying to stress basically what happened to me without straying too far out there in the conspiracy theory, because there are so many conspiracies out there, and I know for a fact that sometimes what the government does is put out pamphlets of disinformation,
Exactly.
And they have you going off on a wild goose chase, and then after a while you start to sound ridiculous or sound like you're a little bit touched,
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right. They put out disinformation, and they have people who write books